Have you ever felt like you've lost touch with your singing voice or wondered how to reconnect with that part of you that feels alive when making music? Maybe you've been silent for years, or you've always longed to sing but held yourself back. Well, today I am so excited to kick off a brand new vocal breakthrough series here on the podcast. This is a journey to help you reconnect with your voice, unlock your creativity, and reclaim the artist you've always been. In this first episode of the series, we're going to explore how to heal your relationship with your voice, rebuild trust, and reclaim your artist identity, your singer within. This episode is about beginning again and carrying the wisdom and experience that you've gathered while forgiving past limitations and creating space for your voice to flourish. Welcome to Reawaken Your Voice. Are you tired of pushing aside your desire to sing, only for it to resurface again and again? Hey, I'm Lainey, voice and creativity coach, singer and songwriter. If you're ready to rediscover the freedom of creative expression, free from judgment, doubt, comparison, and fear, then grab that notebook full of ideas. It's time to give voice to the songs in your heart. Let's sing. So I've been hinting at something I've been creating for you behind the scenes. And today is the day, my friend. I'm so excited to introduce my brand new one-on-one private coaching experience, Vocal Breakthrough, Freedom to Find Your Voice. This is a 1-hour private session designed to help you reconnect with your voice, release fears and self-doubt, and explore creative exercises that are tailored to your unique sound. I'll be talking a lot more about this in the coming episodes and throughout this series. But if your voice has been whispering, "It's time," then this is your chance to step forward and claim it. Because the reality is, there are limited spots. So if it's been on your heart to sing again, to make music, to write your own songs and use your voice to express yourself or to share a message or to tell a story, to heal, to inspire, and to create for the sake of creating, book your session now at reawakenyourvoice.com/coaching. A very big and heartfelt welcome to the very first episode in a brand new vocal breakthrough series here on the podcast. Now, this is a guided journey to help you reconnect with your voice and your creative self one step at a time. As we walk through this series together, I really want to share with you more about my own creative process and my own songwriting and recording journey. I mentioned in the previous episode about how I'm learning music production. This is really like a baby step towards the recording of my songs. Learning more about the process and the language of how to speak about this recording process and the parts, the stages, the phases that are involved. I'm just soaking it all in and learning about this process as I begin to record the demos for this project. So it's really bringing me to my creative edges. showing me where those are now, how they've expanded, and also where I get to revisit some of the tools that I've learned along my creative journey. So what that's doing is it's reminding me of who I am as an artist. And that means both who I have become and who I have always been. It's that idea of beginning again, but not starting over. So there is so much that I'm learning, even after all these years as a musician, all the experience, the teaching, the training, the coaching, the degree, the performing. There's still so much to learn. And I'm really walking into this new season of my vocal journey with a beginner's mind. Open, humble, and willing. So I'm thrilled to invite you along for the ride. Come play with me. Let's play. So in that spirit, I recently went through my office closet. Okay, let's be real. I'm still working on it. It's a process. But I've been cleaning and organizing, going through things. And it all started because I was trying to find the right microphone cable to connect my vocals for my first recording in what's been a long time. Something beyond just the voice memos in my phone, to actually sit down and, pull up the DAW, the digital audio workstation. See, I'm learning all the lingo. I knew that one actually. But, it's like sinking in deeper, and I'm really committed to understanding more about this process and making it less of a big deal and more of just an easy flow, automatically connecting the cables and setting it up, and boom, I'm ready to go. So yeah, this process of cleaning out my closet really began with just trying to find the right cable for the microphone. Little did I know I'd be stumbling upon all these artifacts from my past musical life and all these different seasons of my vocal journey. Because as I dug through my recording equipment, there they were, these stacks of old opera scores, songbooks that I had used for teaching, the more traditional voice, piano and guitar in my early years. It was like opening a window into a past life. I'm sure that you can relate to this. Anytime you go through old belongings, it stirs up a lot, not just the dust and the cobwebs, but the memories and the heartaches and the triumphs, the joy. All of that seems to be rising up from these inanimate objects that tell your story, They have a story to tell. So seeing them, I felt this mix of nostalgia, grief, guilt for the time I'd been away, for the dreams I had paused, and for how hard I had been on myself in years past. But in that act of clearing, of creating space, something shifted. And I realized that letting go of the past, forgiving myself and my voice and the memories that led to my silence, That was the first step to reconnecting with my creativity and the artist I was becoming now. So just like that, I was beginning again. Not starting over, but carrying forward everything I've learned, the lessons, the growth, the experiences, all while making space for my voice to be heard again, perhaps in a new way. Or perhaps also in a way that felt like home, that felt familiar, that felt like it's always been there. So that brings me to what I really want to talk about today. And that is that reclaiming your voice and your artist identity as a singer really begins with this. It begins with healing your relationship with your voice. Because it is a relationship, and there is a certain amount of healing that needs to take place before you can fully reclaim your voice and step into this new season. It doesn't have to take forever. It doesn't have to be this long, drawn-out healing process. It just needs to begin. And as you move, as you act, as you use your voice and spend time with your voice, there is a natural healing process that unfolds. You just need to begin. So here's where we begin. I have 3 steps to heal your relationship with your voice. So let's begin with step 1. Forgiveness. Forgiveness. First, we need to acknowledge the disconnection between you and your voice and really shine a light on where this disconnection started. Why is it there? What happened? It could be an event, a memory, or it could just be there was a drifting over time and life happened. But there is a need to identify, any old stories, limiting beliefs, any past experiences or memories about singing, about creativity or performance. What is standing in the way as like a blockage or a barrier or something that comes up in your mind every time you think about singing? Notice also where you've stayed silent or suppressed your emotions, because that can also create a blockage, a barrier, a wall between you and your full expression. So just take some time to reflect on this. What is holding you back? What beliefs or old stories are standing in the way of using your voice the way you want to? And then I want you to practice forgiveness. Forgiving yourself, forgiving your voice, forgiving anyone or anything that you feel has contributed to your silence. There is an old Hawaiian practice of forgiveness and reconciliation. Perhaps you've heard of it, ho'oponopono. And it's really beautiful. At the heart of it is this practice of saying, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you. And what you can do is make this your own, use your own version of this, your own forgiveness practice, whatever that looks like for you. But in this style, acknowledge the disconnection and what led to it. And then what you can do is use vocal improvisation while reflecting on forgiving yourself, your voice, the past, and sing it out. Sing your forgiveness. This is so powerful because not only are you thinking about it, reflecting on it, maybe you're writing about it, journaling about it, but then you bring it through in your voice. And that gives it a place to go. It brings it out into sound. And it makes it real, it gives it power and direction. It gives it life. Step 2, rebuild trust. Now, this takes time, as we know. Rebuilding trust in any relationship is a process. But it's the showing up over and over again and coming back even when you drift away and staying committed and devoted to trying again, even when you fall. So spend intentional time with your voice, with your creative spirit. That's the beginning of rebuilding trust, spending time together, showing up and saying, I'm here, let's play. And in that time that you spend with your voice, really continue this idea of practicing forgiveness as different things come up, as things bubble up. And you can do this by journaling, have a conversation with your voice, write a letter to your voice. Whatever occurs to you that's needed, let it flow through. And as you do this, be gentle with your voice. Step 3, reclaim your artist identity and the singer within. So as you are practicing forgiveness, spending time with your voice, showing up for it, playing in that creative space, really reflect and ask yourself, who am I when I sing? What part of me comes alive? Because that's the part of you that you want to reconnect with. That part of you that has always been a singer, even when you were silent, even when you were holding back, even when you doubted it or didn't allow yourself to believe it. And as you reflect, affirm your creative freedom. Your voice is yours. It's a gift. It's unique to you. You have creative freedom. You have freedom to dream again. In that space that's left when you release all the old stuff, it's like this new possibility rises up because you've cleared all the gunk away. Notice what comes into that space. Some prompts that you can use to kind of stir up those dreams, old dreams, new dreams. Write out, I've always wanted to. Or you could even speak this out and just let whatever comes out in the moment. Don't think about it. I've always wanted to. Wouldn't it be fun to? Oh, I could never, but what if I could? What I really want is, stir up new possibility for this new season with your voice. So these 3 steps kind of all culminate in this practice, this little mini practice that is really powerful. And I'm going to share that with you now. So I'll go over the 3 steps one more time before I go into that. Step 1, forgiveness. Step 2, rebuild trust. Step 3, reclaim your artist identity and the singer within. So what you can do here to put action to these steps, to these ideas, is do some journaling. Ask yourself, what do I believe to be true about my voice? What do I believe to be true about singing, music making, creativity in general? What experiences or memories have left an imprint in your mind regarding your voice and singing? Like, let it all flow out. Then pick a word or a phrase or a visual memory and release it through your voice. Sounding, singing, even speaking, just improvising with vocal expression. And if it still feels too tender to use your physical voice, you can do it through another form of creative expression. That's powerful too, and you can work your way up to using your voice. So you could use dance or painting or poetry. You're just expressing what you've held in about your voice, about singing, about creativity, and giving it a place to go, releasing it. Notice how your body and your spirit respond to this release. And, allow your creativity to come through however it wants to in order to release the past. And in that space of release, you can begin to invite in new dreams or old dreams, new ideas, old ideas that want a rebirth. And notice the possibilities that awaken within you. These are new horizons for your singer within. What could be possible once you release what's holding you back and once you break the silence with the sound of your voice? What could be possible? Write it out, sing it out, dance it out. Use the power of creative expression to free yourself and your voice. If this episode is resonating with you and you're ready to go deeper, my vocal breakthrough one-on-one session is here to guide you through this exact process, reconnecting, releasing, and reclaiming your voice. You can book your session at reawakenyourvoice.com/coaching. And remember, your voice isn't lost. It's waiting. Reclaiming your voice, rebuilding trust, it's a process. But all it takes is your willingness to begin. And that sets the process in motion. That natural healing begins to unfold. Because each sound you make, each note you hum, each word you sing is a step toward healing and reclaiming your singer within. Next week, we'll explore vocal embodiment and getting out of your head and into your body. So get excited. Until then, here's to your creative freedom. Thanks for listening, friend. If this episode moved you or inspired you in some way, would you please leave a review on Apple Podcasts or share this episode with someone who's been praying for a vocal breakthrough? Until next time, keep nurturing that song in your heart. Lots of love.